Thank you, Kosciusko County. I'm going to put this up because I have a tendency of getting a little roused. Let's scoot back a little bit. Thank you. The efforts of Kosciusko County are heard around the state of Indiana. Many, many other Tea Party group organizations are talking about you. Rest assured. You've done a lot, and I thank you for inviting me here today. And your theme today is Kosciusko County, Silent No More. Teed up and fired up. Teed off and fired up. Okay, get this right here. Freedom.
Yes.
Think about that. Freedom.
We're losing it.
But think about it. What it means to you. Just think about it. Freedom. Now, before I get started with my speech, I want to say one thing. There was an earthquake in Haiti. There was an earthquake in California. There was also an earthquake just this past week in China. It had registered 6.9. But there is now, today, an earthquake here in Warsaw, and we're going to take it off the scale. Let's rock this courthouse square. All right? Freedom. Keep thinking about freedom. Okay, either we must stand up for America and reclaim it, or stand by while this administration and our elected officials transform America into a nation at odds with our founding principles of liberty and freedom. We have a choice today, either to stand up or stand by. Which will it be for you today? Freedom. Freedom means the state of not being imprisoned, enslaved, or otherwise constrained. It consists of three principles, basically: free will, political freedom, and economic freedom. Free will is the ability of rational agents to exercise control of their actions, decisions, or choices. Political freedom is the absence of interference with the sovereignty of an individual by the use of coercion or force. And now we have a third one: economic freedom, most commonly defined as freedom to produce, to trade, and consume any goods and services acquired without the use of force, fraud, or theft. Think about it. What's going on today? Think about it. America, the United States of America, is a nation that was built on the hope and dreams of its founders to be a place where freedom reigns. This hope of freedom is woven deep into our American history. The United States is a nation of the people, by the people, and for the people. And it was founded upon those principles. Freedom. And that is why we gather here today. We are gathered here today to celebrate our American freedom. And in mentioning freedom, we give thanks to God Almighty, our Creator, because that is where our rights and our freedoms originally originate from, God. And our founders recognized this, and they worship God. And in the Declaration of Independence, our founders wrote this simple phrase: "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed with certain inalienable rights, that among these, or from their Creator, by their Creator, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Today, we are witnessing the slow undoing of our freedoms by our government. America was formed to be one nation under God. Even though we are unique We are diverse. We are still united. We are the United States of America. And we must stand up for our freedoms. Now, we have come today to make a statement. That statement is, thank you, Mr. Barack H. Obama, our president. Thank you, Miss Nancy Pelosi, our Speaker of the House. And thank you, Mr. Harry Reid, our Senate leader. Now, what are we thanking them for? We thank you because you have succeeded in trying to divide our nation. You have ignored our Constitution and our rule of law. You have failed to listen to we, the people, even though we gathered 1.2 million strong in Washington, D.C. to oppose health care. We thank you because you have passed bills into law without reading them. We thank you because you have staggered our debt beyond capability of our children to ever repay them. We thank you because you passed nationalized health care, even with over 60% of the American people being against it. We thank you again for failure to increase Social Security for our elderly. Their benefits this year, you froze it, but you gave yourself a big pay raise. We thank you because you called for the redistribution of our wealth. We thank you for making mockery of our free enterprise system. You took over Chrysler. You took over our banks. You passed bailouts. Thank you. We thank you for failure of our nation's military members to recognize our nation's military members and our veterans. Hey, keep it up. We thank you for all of those things because of that, you have awakened the sleeping giant. Now, at this time, I would like to recognize our veterans and our active duty people and give them thanks for what they've done to secure our freedom. Thank you. Now, it is for the reasons that I mentioned. I know some of you probably think, thanking Barack Obama, thanking Nancy Pelosi, thanking Harry Reid, thanking Barney Frank, thanking some of the other ones, all of them. I want them to hear and know that you have awakened us and we are not going anywhere and we are going to stand up and fight for our freedom.